one of the staples of the state of North Carolina, along the food staples that we have to offer here, from Krispy Kreme to Texas Pete hot sauce, Bojangles. Bojangles famous chicken and biscuits is a staple here to the state of North Carolina. And it's something that caught our attention earlier today, or actually caught our attention a couple days ago. The CEO of Bojangles, Jose Armorillo, said he doesn't want to, it says it's going to sound weird, but he says he wants to get out of the chicken business. I want to get into the experience business. Now, what does that look like? So they might be looking to streamline some of their menu. For example, no longer have bone-in chicken as an option. So just boneless chicken as their options as well. They're going to add milkshakes, 3 different flavors. So they're starting this on some of their newer locations, none of which are currently in the state of North Carolina right now. But I'm curious to see how this business model, in terms of going to the experience business, what does that look like? Because as someone who does consume Bojangles on occasion, okay, the experience is getting that beautiful yellow and red box with that 3-piece Supreme, and I know I got those fries, those tenders, and that biscuit sitting inside there. That, to me, is the experience, right? That is the experience. Or that tailgate box. We see that a lot at Canes games or tailgating here at these college football games. That bowl box is a big thing. That tailgating box, it's massive. I'm curious of what this experience is gonna be like in the near future, because this is a staple of what we do, not only just what the food that we consume, but this also applies into our tailgating culture that we have here in the state of North Carolina.
Yes, man. Dennis, I've this. The audience knows this.
Mm-hmm.
Just in case there's some who don't know, I'm vegan. Been vegan for going on 5 years.
Yeah.
Do you want to know? And I'm from North Carolina, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm 37 years old. So that means I've had 32 good years of eating so much Bojangles in my life, right? Like literally the first 4 years of my life when I lived at this apartment complex that's literally next to North Carolina A&T State University. First 4 years of my life, up the street, literally, I remember walking distance. Bojangles was there, and my family would walk to Bojangles, get a bunch of food, and come back. Like those are some of my earliest memories.
Yeah,
being a 3 and 4 year old, and to hear this, right, it's upsetting to me. I'm gonna tell you what some of my go-to orders were at Bojangles before I went on this vegan train. Right, if I was gonna go there for breakfast, then I had to get the Cajun filet with egg and cheese, with the fries, seasoned fries, and I had to get it with strawberry jelly. Like, you can't get rid of that. You can't get rid of that. That's amazing. If I was getting something for dinner or for lunch, probably a 2-piece white with green beans and some seasoned fries. Like, you can't get rid of that. Like, come on. Like, that's classic right there. That's so classic. And to hear that they're trying to get rid of all of that, the number one thing it made me remember, and I don't know if this is your experience, Dennis, from Virginia. One of the things that this announcement made me think of was Hardee's. Do you remember when Hardee's used to have bone-in chicken? It really was like more of a chicken joint than actual burgers right now. Do you remember that?
Yeah, absolutely.
And I remember when all that went away, and all of a sudden you had this star, and it was Hardee's on the East Coast, and it was Carl's Jr. on the West Coast, and it was pretty much a big burger place. And I just hope that Bojangles doesn't turn into that. That was what I'm hoping it doesn't turn into.
So something to keep in mind here, all right, is that the legacy and core stores aren't going to be making that boneless flip, all right? It's solely a new market approach. But with learning and, maybe things on equipment side, there is potential of those kinds of things to potentially transfer over. Okay, so it's not like a complete just change of menu and change of approach when it comes to Bojangles. But I would like to see, again, I get wanting to have a better experience, right? Because sometimes the food, like just having good food, might not simply be enough, because there's a lot of great places you can go out there and get food, especially chicken, all right? I mean, you mentioned Hardee's used to be a big-time chicken place, but, I mean, you've still got Chick-fil-A, you got Zaxby's. I mean, a lot of places have Raising Cane's, Bojangles being amongst them. So there's a lot of chicken places, PDQ, all right? But at least I know here in this area, NC State football game day, right? go to Western Boulevard. That Western Boulevard gets backed up for people trying to go through the drive-through line at Bojangles. Heck,
Yes.
there's one right over here off of Atlantic Avenue that's right by us as well, this Bojangles, and it's always busy. I drive by
Yeah.
it oftentimes after work. I don't go there, but there's always a line wrapped around that place. So I get wanting to have a better experience for your customers and also have a better experience and streamline things for your employees as well. I totally get that. I'm not trying to discount that at all. But I hope that Bojangles at its core in terms of what they offer does stay the same, if that makes sense. So Bojangles is still going to be around. You know what? As long as you got that 3-piece Supreme floating around out there, Chris, and I can get fries, and I can get that biscuit, and that sweet tea still out there, and I know my girlfriend can get the Pintos, we're going to be set. You know what? That's totally okay with me. For me personally, I don't need the bone-in chicken. That's fine. But as long as you still have those Supreme boxes, I'm good.
So that's what I was actually about to bring up. You named all these other places before. You said all these other places have chicken. Yeah, but they don't have the to-go bone-in chicken.
Yeah.
And I'm one of those people back when I, ate chicken that, if it was boneless or bone-in, give it to me.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't care. And sometimes you just need to go get a quick chicken breast and a biscuit and go about your day. You know what I'm saying? So now here's one thing I am interested in how this will be. I know they're not going to have a vegan version, so I'll never taste it because it'll totally upset my stomach. But a Bowberry shake,
that is something that's in there.
Awesome. That sounds awesome.
Yeah.
So if Bojangles, if you ever said, yeah, let's try a vegan menu somewhere, let me know. I'll be a taste tester for you for sure.
Okay.
Especially for the Bowberry shake.
Okay. You heard it here. Chris is going to do a Bowberry shake. You know what? That'd be intriguing to see. I'm not a blueberry person, but you know what? I'd be intrigued to try that. I mean, as long as the Canes, when they score power play goals, Chris, and people can get that free Bowberry biscuit, I know that matters to a lot of people out there as well. So, again, we're starting to see some staples just in our everyday life starting to change just a little bit. But, again, I hope the core of what made Bojangles great still stays intact.